Peace, peace, cousins. It's your cousin Reebell, aka The Voice, and I got an opinion about everything. And this is Reebell Radio, your weekly dose of reality TV, pop culture, entertainment news, advice, and hot topics. So check it out. For tonight's episode of the reality recap, I'm on Ready to Love Detroit. We're doing season 11, episode 4, and I got a lot to say because y'all, there is a narcissist in the spot. Y'all heard what I said. It's a narcissist up in here. It's a narcissist up in here. And I'm also gonna announce some of my couple alerts. That's right. I see it. I see it. I see it. I see them. And I'll get into that in just a sec. We're gonna get into that in just a sec. But in the meantime, smash the like button and subscribe with the bells so you don't miss none of my commentary on this and other reality show situations. All right. All right. So bust it. So y'all, we're gonna get through. We're gonna get to that narc situation in just a minute. Let me go through the episode real quick. So this episode is up close and personal. Tommy tasks the ladies with taking the guys to places that they like, basically, just inviting them into a more personal space, to encourage more like intimate moments. And also the women are empowered this week. So they will decide which one of the guys is actually not ready to love. Okay. So Dominique invites Devin, Christina, Chris, and Bello to her crib for like a home cooked meal, right? But the gag is it's a home cooked meal for everybody, right? No, it's not for everybody. The gag is she made the home cooked meal for her boo Bello. Yep, she made it for Bello. And so Bello comes over and he arrives. And listen, when I tell you they are happy to see each other, please believe me. I'm talking about they are happy, happy. Like you could tell that he's the only person that she really wanted to come over in the first place. They I mean, it's the way they embrace each other, the way they look at each other. Dominique she even kissed him, y'all. She kissed him, or she allowed him to kiss her, however you want to say it. But the kiss went down. And the funny thing, well, she said, she had been thinking about the kiss. She was dreaming about the kiss, and I definitely believe her because they do. And I said this in my last recap of the previous episode when they went on their date. I feel like I know that there's chemistry between them. I don't deny that. I think they're a nice looking couple, and I respect the attraction, right? But I also know that there's some issues that would happen between them that I know would get in the way of them being everything that they think that they are gonna be. So I feel like, let's enjoy them for what it is, but I guarantee you we're gonna see them on a reunion with some with a bunch of stuff that went down. I'm just saying, I'm just gonna call it out. I'm gonna call it out because I feel like that's how it's gonna go. But anyway, and also y'all, just to do y'all remember that Devin tried to kiss her, Devon tried to kiss her, and she like was like she pulled her face away and she was like, no, you can't kiss me. You gotta take me out and wine and dine me before you can give me a kiss. But I don't think Bello, her and Bello went on a date, but I mean it was a show date. I mean, would you consider that was that what she was talking about? But in any event, she definitely wasn't feeling Devon when he tried to kiss her. She ain't kissed Devon because she wasn't feeling her. For some reason, he don't get that through his thick head. But anyway, let's talk about Bello. So Bello said, he felt kind of awkward, um, because his other connection, Christina, was invited to the situation, right? So Bello's not just feeling Dominique. He said he also has a connection with the girl Christina, right? And Christina said in her sidebar, she said, she acknowledged that, and Christina, that's the girl right there in the brown. She acknowledged that her and Dominique both like the same person. They both like the same men. Or she said, I think she said man or men. I can't remember. Um, and she said she said she, meaning Christina, said she was going to bring her A game and that, she was going to give it her best and everything. Right. So, and then here come delusional Devon talking about, I just love how Dominique, she's so grounded, but he's disappointed that, she made this really good meal, but he found out that she actually made the meal for Bello. And he goes, well, she could have cooked the meal for me. She could have made me sushi or learned how to make sushi for me, Devon. If you don't wake your if you don't wake your goofy ass up, she would never cook for you because she's not feeling you, bruh. Why can't Devon get that through his thick head? He's starting to get on my nerves. I just he's really starting to get on my nerves. She would never do this for you because she's not feeling you like that. Do you get it? Do you get it? Do you get it? So anyway, Devon, ciao. Anyway, Christina and Rich, they step away to have their little private chat. And Rich is like, "Oh, I just love Christina. He says she's one of his strongest connections and says they have a really good chemistry." I'm like, "Where and when?" Where and when? He calls her stunning when she sat down, and he seems to be a little bit stuck on her cuz she's a pretty lady, right? But I wouldn't say when he said they have a good connection or good chemistry, I don't think so. I just think she really likes how he smells, right? But I just don't see chemistry between them. Like in her sidebar, Christina says, it's nice to see that he's into me. But y'all, she didn't say nothing about her being into him. Did y'all clock that T? Did y'all clock that T? Because there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, she's one of my, for him to say she's one of his strongest connections, that's his choice. But then when he says we have a good connection, we have great chemistry, I'm looking like she likes to hug on you because she like how you smell, but she don't like you like that. Like she don't like you like that, bro. um, mm, so now Dominique and Devon kick it in the kitchen. And Devon is looking at her like she's one of the oxtails that she made for her boo Bella. He acting so thirsty. She said, "Why are you looking at me like that?" And he said, "Cause I want you." And it was so cringy. It was so cringy. I was just like, I was squirming because it was so cringy. Like, ugh. Like, ew, Devon, why are you acting so thirsty? And Dominique, she's just eating it all up because she know good and well she ain't feeling him. She ain't never gonna be feeling him. And I think if for whatever reason, if for any reason that Bello goes home, which I don't see that happening because I don't know. I don't know if anybody. I don't know. I don't see him going home. But if for any reason that he does go home, I feel like she's gonna try to clinch on to Devon just to stay, just to stay on the show. But she is not feeling him, and he just acting so goofy and ridiculous and thirsty. And I'm just like, ew. So Devon and Dominique are talking and they discuss having kids. Devon says that he loves that, he met her family and he spoke to her. He didn't meet her family, right? He said it like, "Oh, thank you for, introducing me to your mom." So I'm thinking that she brought him home to meet. What happened was she was on FaceTime and with him, and she happened to be around her mother, so her mother, and she points out to him like, if you talk to me on FaceTime, you would meet somebody in my family because I'm always around my family. So in a way, she was saying to him, don't take that like it wasn't that special. Like, I'm always around my family. I didn't like arrange her for her to meet you. It was just you happened to be on the phone when I was with her. So they start talking about having kids, right? And he says, "Oh, I just that's why I like how you are with your family, and that's why I want to have kids of my own because I'm just I really like the family thing." And so then Dominique reminds him that she can't have kids and asks him if that's a deal breaker, and he goes, "No." But y'all, I was like, Devon, you just said you wanted to have kids, and now you turning around talking about, no, I don't want to have kids. It's okay.
Stop the cab!
Devon, please stop. Like, please. And she even said it. Dominique even said, but you just said you wanted to have kids. It's so ridiculous to hear him say, no, it's okay. Are you open to adopt? Like this is how ridiculous this dude is. I am just squirming the whole time because first of all, we know, and Dominique was like, "Yeah, sure, yeah, I would adopt. Yeah, I would. Yeah," and I'm just looking, and I'm just squirming because the whole time we all know good and well she ain't finna adopt no damn kids with no damn Devon. That's number one, and number two, I mean, we just know none of it's gonna happen. She's not feeling him. And I'm just like, Devon, walk away, bruh. Just walk away. This ain't it. She's not for you. She ain't never gonna be for you. You are way out of your league messing with a girl like this. It's just so hard to watch. It's so it's so hard to watch because he just wanna you just wanna grab him by the collar and be like, get over here. Get away from her. Just stop. Stop the damn madness, please, child. Um, So yeah, they talk about having kids and he knows he want to have kids and she knows she can't have kids, but at least she was upfront about it. But he's still looking at her like it's still a possibility that they would ever get together, get married, adopt kids together. Like boy, bye. So anyway, so then Christina and Bello get together and they're in the kitchen and have their little chat time alone. Now this heifer here, oh my God, this heifer right here. Just yuck. She just ill. Um, she reminds him that they've been spending a lot of time on the phone together, saying that, they've even had like 2 hour conversations and, but then she turns around and says, she wish she hadn't had had the conversations with him because she's referring to the fact that he does have a connection with Dominique. And I don't think Christina knew about that until she got over to this house. She might have thought that she was the only one, that he was talking to. But she come to find out that that's not the case once she gets over there. She clocks the fact that, you know, Dominique done made this whole meal for him. You know what I'm saying? And she tells him she doesn't think that he's treating her special, and Bello kind of, he kind of laughs about it. He's kind of blowing it off like, oh, you don't think you don't think I give you time, you don't think I treat you special. Then this heifer starts talking about money. She talks about how she expects a man to show her love by spending money on her, and see, this is that narc ish that I'm talking about. This is that narc ish that I mentioned in the beginning. And this is where she lost Bello. And this is where she lost me. Because Bello is looking at her like Bello is looking at her
Man, you don't
like,
get out here with all that.
yeah, so she's talking about she gives examples of how she told 3 dudes that she needed, oh, I just would love like a massage. And she explains that the massage is $300, right? One of the dudes, and we're going to talk about who the dudes actually are. She didn't say who they were, but she said one of the dudes said he just couldn't do it, right? And then one of the dudes said, I don't have $300, but I could give you 180. And then Bello was the third dude that she said that to because, she thought she was going to get over because they had been on the phone and she thought she was going to, be able to use him like that. And he didn't even answer her. Like he claims that she sent the text in the morning and she was like, oh, I would love to get a massage this morning. But then he said he didn't get the text till the evening. And then she turns around and was like, yeah, but I can't get a massage in the evening. He's looking at her like, just like this, just like the pick up, just like the pic that we see right here. You see how he's just completely like she's done, like he's done with her. If you look at his face, he's done with her, right? And he just clocks that the fact that she just wants his money. She's just a gold digger, and you know, he's just done with her. So here's my thing. She's just coming across as like a true gold digger, like a true gold digging, ungrateful narcissist. For real. And she said, I remember in her sidebar, she said, and and she said this to Bella or whoever she's speaking in general. She's like, I like a man to spend money on me. You got to show me I'm special by spending money on me. And if you ain't him, then I understand because I am her in my world. And I'm like,
Man, you
girl,
don't get out here with all that.
because look, this is why your ass is alone. As pretty as you are, this is why your ass is still alone. Because yeah, you are her in your world. You just said it, in your world. But a relationship is not just about you. It's about you and somebody else. So somebody else has to feel that way about you. You can't just feel that way about yourself. And it's great to feel that way about yourself. Well, then take your ass to the spa and pay for your own damn massage. Like, get out of here with that. Like, she just, that was honestly, that was my aha moment. You know, it was my aha moment for her to show why she's single. Cause you look at her and she's a really pretty lady, right? She's a pretty lady, but then, you just you and then you wonder, like, why is a pretty girl like that, pretty lady like that, walking around single? But then when you see this scene, you see how she presents herself in this nasty, narcissistic, it's all about me light. You just know this is why this lady ain't got nobody. Period. It's why she ain't got no body. Sorry, not sorry. So anyway, moving on. Ugh, she's ugh. So anyway, Nicole takes Devon out to play cricket. That's her way of spending time with him and everything. And you know, now this is more of Devon's speed to me. This is more in his lane. He gonna say, I like, I'm glad I'm here to spend time with Nicole, but Dominique, me and Dominique have this flirtatious thing going on. Once again, I'm like, in what universe? Like, he is so delusional. Like, Dominique, y'all don't. She stands around while you flirt with her, and then she giggles about it because she knows it's freaking ridiculous. And that's what y'all have. That's all y'all have is you sitting around looking thirsty while she's sitting around taking it in and just looking at you like you a straight up sucker. For real. So, you know, like I said, I Devon, please get off of Dominique. Please get off the Dominique pot because Dominique really does not want to be with you, bruh. That you are way out of your league with her. So now, like I said, now Nicole is definitely more of his speed. And I said in my last recap, that was my picks for Devon are actually Nicole or Shannon because they both are, you know, they're not into themselves. They're into wanting to be with somebody and wanting to give themselves to somebody. They're more traditional type of women, and they share his, that educational thing, the nerdy quirky thing. They not even nerdy. Nicole's not necessarily nerdy, but they share that thing, that educational smart factor. And I feel like Nicole and Shannon were like are will be good picks for him. Either one of them. I just said I want to see him spend time with both of them. So him and Nicole, they're playing, cricket. They have great conversation. They have really good connection. They have a lot in common, and they just enjoy each other, during the time. And I feel like they're cool for each other. But what's crazy? And I hate to say this, but Devon seemed like the type of dude that would get with a good woman like Nicole, right? And then he would mess it up. He would mess it up um by trying to mess with a user ass chick like Dominique who he has no chance with, no chance in hell with, but he would mess up the relationship just trying to, you know, get and ends up getting used and just lose everything. That's what he seemed like to me. Like he just because he just don't see what him and Dominique have, which is absolutely nothing. But anyway, as it relates to him and Nicole, I'm gonna go ahead and give them a couple alert. Yep. Couple alert for Nicole and Devon. And again, I feel like, this is more of where he needs to be. I don't think he sees it for himself, but this is where you need to be, bro. If you was my cousin, I would say you on the right path with this girl, Nicole. So again, couple alert for Nicole and Devon. Mhm. Yep. So then Shannon invites Ed and Donna, Xavier, and Darius to her home. Um, and she asked them to bring each to bring like one special piece of something that they all could just talk about that's special to them. It was actually a nice situation getting them the way that her gathering was, and they all presented like this one thing that was sentimental to them, and it kind of it went really well. I thought that was nice. That was a nice grown up, grown and sexy situation. I would love to do something like that. So once again, the men are into Shannon. Ed and Darius are definitely into Shannon. Ed, he said, she has that regal factor. He says she has that thing like even compared her to Michelle Obama, and Darius said, oh, I just every time I get around Shannon, I just like to be around her. And I'm not surprised because she's not just beautiful, but she's really intelligent. She's really, you could tell she has a really good soft feminine spirit, you know what I'm saying? And you could tell she wants to meet somebody to give of herself. She's not in this to try to find somebody to take her to dinner and to wine and dine her and just spend money on her. She really is looking for she's ready to love. She's looking for love, and they can sense it. Like I said, as you can see from the picture, they was all into her. They were all over her. So then Donna and Xavier, they get their time in the corner. Ciao. Mm-mm. No, nothing to see here. No connection. They talking like they both interviewing each other. That's how you know when it's just not gonna work because the conversation has nothing to do with laughing and stuff. It sounds more like an interview, and that's whack. That's just corny to me. When you there was no vibe with them. So moving on. Shannon and Ed though. Mm. They were feeling each other, and I love that. Like I said, Ed called her Michelle Obama, which, if you think about it, like we all think of how we all regard, well, the majority of us regard Michelle Obama like she is just the top of the line, classy, beautiful black woman, and he referred to Shannon as that. And I thought that was so beautiful because that tells you the way he sees her in his eye. That's how he sees her. And then he told her that his hands were made um to protect his woman, and also that he gives the best massages. And I thought that was really dope because when he said that, he put his hands in her hands, and she clenched his hands, and that's when I just knew that's when he really sealed the deal. When he talked about being her protector, and he kept touching, just kind of softly, gently touching her and everything. I just knew that he solidified the deal with her right there. And she says she loved to be protected. She says she felt loved and she felt protected just being in his presence. She loved the physicality, the real gentle, soft way he kept reaching out to touch her. And they were locking eyes the whole time and laughing and joking the whole time. And they just look how happy they look together. They just, listen, I gotta give them a couple of alerts. Yep. Yep. Couple alert for Ed and Shannon for sure. There is absolutely no doubt that these two should be together. Like they really should be together. They should. I'll definitely want to see more of them, but there's no reason why these two should not be together. And even for me, for Shannon, more so, I would like to see her more so with Ed than I would with Devon, because I know her and Devon had a little connection going too, but I just think Ed is a better choice for her. I like her and Ed together, and they get the couple alert. That's right. So moving on, Ashante is a private chef, so she invited some of the group to do like a cooking session with her. There was her, Lauren, Cardi, and Vince, and I mean, it's really nothing to see in here. Vince was annoying the hell out of Lauren. He kept he kept saying sharp every 2 seconds, and it got on my nerves. So I can only imagine how she felt. If you look at her face, there was just nothing there between the two of them. She did sit with Cardi. She had a little conversation with Cardi, but I mean, you could tell she's not interested in Cardi, and he's so sweet and he's just so nice. I think she was just being nice. And again, trying to find something or someone to hold on to in the event that, it gets low and she's gonna try to remain on the show. She gonna probably try to put her hooks in him, but she said to him, he's a different kind of vibe than what I'm used to. And I'm like, Cardi, no, run, Cardi, because listen. And I said this in my last recap. I feel like she's masculine. I feel like she acts, she's the one that was like telling the dudes to twirl for her. Oh, step back, let me look at you, turn around. Like that I just wasn't feeling that at all because that's the kind of thing that a man should tell a woman to do, not a woman telling a man to do. So I don't know. I'm just really not really feeling Lauren. She hasn't really given me anything to show that she's not self-absorbed. I wouldn't call her a narcissist per se, but she just seems really self-absorbed and um definitely don't want to see Cardi with her. Cardi just no, just hell no. And then Vince was like bugging out on Ashanti, like Ashante, I think her name is. I keep calling her Ashanti, but Vince started bugging out on Ashanti, right? He just he's just so exacting. You know what I'm saying? And he was trying to make a point, but when he makes his points, he talks in such a crude way, a crude, exacting way, and you could tell Ashanti was just not feeling it. She was just like she was over him. She was over the whole night. She was over him. She was over his exacting feelings. She was over everything. And she just was not feeling him at all and just wanted everything to be. And I don't blame her because the way he was coming across, it just was not it. And I liked him. I said in my last thing, what I did like about him is the way that he's coming in and he's able to know what he likes, what he doesn't like. He ain't having, when he sees things that are red flags for him, he stands on it. And I do appreciate that. But what I don't like about him is just I don't know. He's just exacting and just very. Ashanti used the word combative, and I agree with that. I just feel like the type of person that he should be with. I don't see her on this show at all. So I think Vince is going to end up going home real soon. All right. And then so then Ashley and Ed meet up. And so she invites Ed to, have to have a date with her. It's like they're not it's not like drinks or nothing. They just having a date. But she brings her dog with her. Now you gotta understand. Reason why that's a problem is like every man and in the way that she presents the dog, like, oh, I'm bringing my dog. Um she shows up with Toto. And the thing is that every man doesn't want to deal with a dog. You know what I'm saying? Every man doesn't want to deal with that, especially the way that she's acting like, oh, it's like a child for her. And so, she's like, oh, he's gonna have to accept me and my dog. And I just every dude don't want to deal with that. Um, so it was like a red flag for me for him. And then they sit down and she says that, I'm feeling you, Ed. I'm feeling you. Are you interested in me? And he says yes, but she's wondering if they are compatible. And I'm like, no, y'all ain't compatible. Just give it up. Personality wise, no. I understand she might be attracted to him. I get that, but there won't be any type of nothing going on with them. They have nothing going on together. They don't have any chemistry together. And watching them actually seemed like they were both interviewing each other. And you could just tell there was no laughing, there was no joking, there was no touching. He just, and then she said it feels like she has a wall up, but it's not a wall, boo. He just ain't feeling you like that. And he knows he ain't feeling you like that. So that's the thing. And then one more thing for sure. Ed is not feeling that dog, child. Ed ain't feeling that dog, y'all. He is not feeling Toto. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, Toto. Um, so yeah, there was nothing to see with them too. That's ain't nothing happening with them. So then Ashanti and Steve go on a date, and surprise. I was really surprised. Ashanti was digging him, and She actually opened up and she got vulnerable, which, we haven't seen from her at all in the whole, this is episode 4. But her and Steve, they was just kiki child and having a good time and just enjoying each other's company. And it was nice to see Ashanti open up finally because I just, I would have sent her ass home, 2 episodes ago. I would have sent her ass home two episodes ago because she just wasn't. She just I don't know. She just wasn't giving, and she was acting like she just couldn't open up to anybody. But I guess it was because there was nobody that she was feeling, and obviously she's feeling this dude because I mean, honestly, y'all, when have we ever seen Ashante look at anybody like this and smile like this at any other dude? Right? Right? She is all cheesing, giving him the eye, and I love that. So you know what, y'all? And he was giving her the eye back. He says she gives him that feeling like from back in the day because she's the kind of girl that he grew up with, and they fit. I love this. So you know what? Guess what? They get the couple alerts. Yep. I'm sensing a couple alert here. They they feeling each other and I could dig that. And I'm happy for her. Cause like I said, I would have sent her ass home a few episodes ago because she couldn't get into nothing, and I guess again, the problem wasn't just her. It was just that there was nobody that she was into. And she's definitely into him. And Steve is into her too. And good for you, Ashante. Ashante. Good for you, boo. So now we back in the den with Tommy Tom, nephew Tommy. They go back, the ladies go back to discuss the time that they spent with the guys and just to deliberate on who they feel, should go home or who's not ready to love. So just a recap of what went on in there. Shanti is feeling Steve and Cardi. She did say she was feeling Cardi too, but I don't she ain't feeling him the way she feeling Steve because she don't look at Cardi the way she look at Steve. That's on period. Lauren says she's feeling Cardi, but girl, stop lying. Stop lying. I don't believe it. And that whole thing, oh, you're not really the kind of dude that I would date. Now, I mean, I get that sometimes you got to open it up, but I just don't see her really opening up and being with a dude like that. I highly doubt that. Nicole is feeling Devon, obviously, and Shannon is feeling Ed. She calls him a manly man, and I agree, and I love their chemistry. Ashley is feeling Darius, and I told y'all she was gonna go for him. I told y'all she was gonna fall for him. And she said they spend hours and hours and hours on the phone. And she calls him a masculine provider. And I was like, oh, okay. All right, give it up to the masculine provider. Okay, Darius. I said, I like that. I ain't mad at that. I don't feel like it would be a good hookup because he's got the 4 kids and she doesn't have any kids, and I don't think that because again I have the questions until I understand, are those 4 kids by 4 different people? Were you married to? I have questions about Darius and his situation. But I knew she was gonna fall for him. I knew it. And I don't blame her because he's a nice looking dude. He got his situation going on. He got his he's charming, he's nice looking, he's flashy, he's flamboyant, he dresses really nice. So I completely understand. They do look good together, I gotta say. So Dominique is feeling Bello, and we all know that. And while she's talking about how Bello is her, they is her dude, the narc, this heifer Christina, the narc, I'm gonna call her. She got the sour face on, and when Dominique is talking about her boo Bello, Christina got that sour face on because she know good and well Dominique ain't feeling her with her gold digging ass. And nobody is really feeling Vince. And we find out that Vince called Lauren a bitch, and you know, he seems crass like that. I wasn't really surprised to hear that. And then Christina says she's not feeling Bello, but then she explains why, and now we find out when she says she wanted that $300 massage. She says she wanted that $300 massage. We find out the 3 men that she is talking about. She said Chris was one of them, and Chris told her he ain't got it. Chris was like straight up, I ain't got it. I got nothing for you. Keep it moving. Devon sucker sucker for love ass sent her $180 via Cash App. And that shows you he don't really got it either, or else he would have just sent the whole $300. But see, that's what I mean. Two things. That's what I mean when I say, these gold digging ass chicks are bringing that gold digging energy to a show like this. These are hard working men. These are not like rappers and ball players and ballers. These are regular dudes. And when I say regular, that's not a disrespectful thing. I'm talking about these are just 9 to 5 men. They work. They got good jobs. They can hold it down, but they can't wine and dine you on that NFL level, NFL player level. Like this is what women like Christina are looking for. And I can't stand that. And also, this is what I mean when I talk about Devon, when how he's just a sucker for these types of chicks that are out of his league. Like, ugh, why would you send this girl $180, Devon? Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? He just needs to wake up. Somebody needs to come and just like pop him in the face. Like, you know what I'm saying? Wake up, brother. Why would you send that girl $180? Why? Because she's pretty. And this is what I mean. Like, he would be the type of dude that would mess up his entire relationship trying to mess with a girl that's not even in his league and really doesn't want anything to do with him. It's just ridiculous to Oh, yuck. Anyway, and then Bellows, the third dude that she sent the message to, talking about or spoke to and mentioned that she wanted this $300 massage, and Bello didn't even answer her. And really, I think if anybody got the money to do that, I think Bello got the money to do it. But Bello was like,
Man, you don't get out here with all that.
"Bye, Christina. Just bye. Ain't nobody feeling you. I think the dudes are all onto her, and bye." And so nobody was feeling old acting, what they call him, old acting Uncle Xavier, right? Unfortunately. And and nobody was feeling Vince. So Donna took Donna took Xavier out. No. Is that Xavier? No. That's Vince. Donna took Vince out, right? To talk to him about, being in the bottom. And then Dominique took old acting Uncle Xavier out. And I'm only saying that because that's what they called him. Bless his little heart. He's such a nice man. Bless his heart. But yeah, his vibe is not really in line with anybody that's really none of the ladies. It's just a whole different vibe. It's like an older acting kind of, thing. Um Dominique took him out, and then the ladies decide that old acting Uncle Xavier is not ready to love. So he has to go home. Sorry, boo. Um, so now back to this chick. Back to this chick, Christina. She gotta go, y'all. I'm sorry, Christina gotta go. I think all the men are onto her except goofy ass Devon. Ain't nobody else gonna fuck with her. Like she might as well just pack her. She gonna be next. I'm telling you, when we get back to the ladies, she will not be one of the last women standing because who she think is going to go for that? Who she think gonna be sitting up here whining and dining her old ass? And I ain't trying to be funny, but it's like, no, yeah, she's 36 or whatever. That's not super old, but she knows that she can't take this but to only certain people, and she's trying to use her looks on certain type of dudes and get over on them, and trying to lead with that and using that on certain type of dudes, and I'm sure she does get over on them. I'm sure it works on some people, and you could tell it does because she wouldn't have brought that energy here on the show. But she's a straight up narc. She's a narcissist. She's not here for love. She's here to take advantage of whoever she feels will fall for her looks. And she's a nice looking lady, but she's masculine and she seems argumentative and she got this scratchy, heavy ass voice like she smokes cigarettes. Ew. Like, yuck. Her personality just makes her so ugly because she's nice looking on the outside, but her insides are so nasty that it takes away from her looks on the outside. And like I said, y'all, I could definitely see why this lady is single. That I got the aha moment. I completely get why she is single because girl, who you think I'm put up with? Like, who you think I'm really, really put up with this? You might get a dude to send you a little cash app here and there. And first of all, why are you asking for cash apps and you like almost 40? Like, what is that? Like, what is that about? That I'm just, oh, I cannot. This girl has got to go. Got to go. I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah. So I guess that's it, y'all. That's it. That's it. Jump down in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. What do y'all think about Christina? Is she a gold digger? Is she a narc? Or is it just me? I don't think it's just me, y'all. Should old acting Uncle Xavier have gone home before Vince, or did they make the right decision? Let's talk about it in the comments, okay? Okay. So again, y'all, it's your cousin Reebell, aka The Voice, and smash the like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Let's do this again, y'all. This was fun. I love talking about Ready to Love. I love me a good dating show, child. Let's do it again. And thanks for joining, y'all. Peace, peace.